Why am I looking at 2026? Now, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not telling you to do anything, but my perspective is this when it comes to 2026, hypothetically. I like to see a project developing sometimes fundamentally, and when it comes to Onyx, yeah, sure, they launched the testnet of their supposed layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance called Goliath this year. But you know what they're planning to do in Q1 of 2026? They're planning to launch the mainnet of Goliath, which so far hasn't been such a disappointment in my opinion, because I even saw that the average block time is 1 second not too long ago, again, when it comes to Goliath testnet, at least the last time I checked. Now, when it comes to this though, right? First of all, altcoins haven't necessarily made such a big move as of late, and it's really kind of not doing that much as of late either. So if, let's say, for whatever reason, if hypothetically altcoins does something in Q1 of 2026, and let's say somewhere during that time, they launched the actual mainnet of Goliath, that could be a pretty maybe okay thing, right? I mean, who knows? Only time will tell, which is why I'm still looking towards that. And also, I think something like the base network, right, which is Coinbase's layer 2, I think hypothetically that right there, especially if they start gaining in popularity or whatever like that, let's say in 2026, that could also be pretty interesting, especially when I consider how Onyx is built on Arbitrum, which is a layer 2, but then it's actually secured by Base, which is actually a layer 2, but then it's Coinbase's layer 2. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well when I take a look at something like Onyx and just the fundamentals of it. So if, let's say, Base becomes a narrative, if, let's say, they launch the mainnet and all this type of stuff, I think that right there could hypothetically be a lot better fundamentally than right now, at least. In terms of price, of course, it's a totally different case. I mean, I cannot control that, right? But in terms of fundamentals, I would say that it's actually maybe a lot better than right now, because as of right now, first of all, it's still the testnet when it comes to Goliath. And beyond that, there's really nothing that I could really look forward to when it comes to Onyx fundamentally. You know what I mean? So if, let's say, there's that mainnet and let's say there's, some hypothetical possibilities from that, who knows? Because it is, after all, a layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance, so there needs to be the mainnet, in my opinion, to really kind of see what it's all about. So I feel like actually, fundamentally, Onyx still may have some to prove, Some other projects out there, they've already kind of done their thing. They're just like not really having much options to kind of do much because they've already accomplished a lot. But when it comes to Onyx, in the grand scheme of things, just in my perspective, I don't think the accomplishments are so fantastic, like in terms of the quantity, right? I mean, they've done pretty okay. Like, for instance, XCN, the market cap was like, not too good not too long ago, right? Now, of course, I get it. There's been a big pullback, even though, like, the market cap had a pretty good rally not too long ago, and of course, there's a pullback. But I'm saying, even still, despite that, it's come quite a long way in terms of recognition. But now, I think in terms of fundamentals, I'm still looking forward to it because at least they're still working towards something. I like seeing this because I think, first of all, it indicates to me that Onyx hasn't necessarily given up, because if they kind of gave up, then that's a different case, right? If the price is not doing good and then the project gives up, yeah, that's just not a good vibe personally for me. I just wouldn't really want to believe in a project that hypothetically does that. But I haven't seen that when it comes to Onyx. As far as I can see, right, they're still updating and all this type of stuff. I mean, from what I can understand as well, I mean, I still think that the Goliath testnet is hypothetically going to be worked on for Q1 of 2026. I mean, I don't see anything, or should I say, I haven't heard anything from them changing that. So this is why I'm just still staying patient and looking forward to maybe what 2026 could be. Because, yeah, sure, I think the timeline sometimes is a little bit prolonged because a lot of people probably thought that, maybe there's this hypothetical altcoin season at this time or at that time, but we kind of haven't seen it in 2025, in my opinion. Like, sure, we saw a lot of altcoins do pretty okay, like near the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, but ever since then, there hasn't really been much like that has happened for the altcoin space. So it's not just this specialized event where it's only XCN experiencing that, right? Again, there's like many altcoins out there experiencing that, and generally speaking, that is kind of the case when it comes to the altcoin space. So personally for me, I do still like what Onyx is doing, and let's just think about this, like Onyx, even despite as of right now not necessarily doing the best in terms of price, in terms of these emerging projects in the payments and global trade and finance space, that have a market cap of below, let's say, 2 billion, it's still kind of considered, I would say, arguably top 5 in terms of popularity. Because let's just think about this, right? Yeah, sure, there's XDC, that's very massive. We take a look at ZBCN, Swiftcoin and XPR is not really that well known, but still in the same time, Onyx, I think, is arguably still part of that 5 if we include that, right? Because beyond that, I mean, what can I really say? That has a market cap of below 2 billion that is focused on payments and global trade and finance. Like, in terms of the compelling options, personally for me, in terms of a pretty good amount of holders, in terms of, we take a look at an amazing community, in terms of pretty good listings. If I take a look at sort of that prerequisite, I would say that arguably, again, there's kind of 5 projects out there that I am thinking about, and hypothetically, again, despite the pullback when it comes to XCN, I would say that it's still top 5 in terms of popularity within, again, that specific criteria. So this is why I haven't given up, and I think XCN doing what it did not too long ago, it's kind of impressive seeing how it did that with an altcoin season. And also, keep in mind, that movement right there that we saw when it comes to XCN, it didn't take like 5 or 6 months. It was just like this pretty like fast kind of hypothetical move that was like, we saw it around that 1 month time frame, right? So if, let's say, there's that next leg up, sure, as of right now, things cannot necessarily be doing the best, but who knows, it could be different. So I haven't given up just overall, but nonetheless, I am still taking a look at what 2026 could be, because I just feel like when it comes to Goliath, which I think arguably is kind of the most impressive thing that they could have done so far, because let's face it, right? If there was not this layer 1 blockchain right here that they're, doing, or should I say working on, what really could I look forward to when it comes to Onyx fundamentally? So I think this right here is very impressive, and is launching the testnet, at least planned to, in Q1 of 2026, such a good move? In hindsight, I would say that probably, hypothetically, maybe, because had they launched it right now, maybe the impact would be a little bit different, right? Maybe there wouldn't be such a, recognition for it. So this is why I'm still waiting. Now I get it. 25 cents is around a 35x from here. It's gone down by quite a lot, but, it hasn't left my mind. I mean, keep in mind, not too long ago, a lot of people thought that that was actually maybe a little bit too kind of not enthusiastic enough of a mindset, right? That a lot of people were telling me that, oh, why are you talking about 25 cents? Why not this or that? But now a lot of people are thinking that, oh, maybe it's not hypothetically that, feasible. But you know what? To me, if, let's say, maybe 25 cents in a make-believe scenario hypothetically did happen, the market cap that I see as of right now, considering current circulating supply, would be around 9 billion. Like, it just doesn't seem like something too maybe outlandish to me. Like, it's not such a groundbreaking figure. If the market cap needed was like 90, 100 billion or something like that, then it's like, whoa, okay. That's a different case now. I wouldn't even want to think about that. But in this case, I mean, who knows what will happen? Only time will tell. I cannot control the markets. I cannot control when an altcoin season happens or something like that. The only thing I can do is just literally be a fan of the projects that I'm a fan of and just wait, which I get it. It seems like sometimes not such a exciting thing, because it may seem a little bit boring. At least, a lot of my friends tell me that, oh, it's kind of boring and all this. And look, right, do I want an altcoin season? Hypothetically, why not? But then at the same time, I cannot make that happen. The only thing I can do is just stay patient, and that's about it. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm still looking forward to maybe what 2026 could be, just because of what they're planning to do with Goliath, again, their layer 1 blockchain, in 2026 in Q1 of that time. So yeah, I'm still looking maybe what it could do, but only time will tell, and I'm just still staying patient. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. However, I just wanted to make an updated video on my thoughts regarding what I still think about Onyx and what I think about it, let's say, maybe at the idea of 2026. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.